Pen Best Deck, baby! What is going on, you guys? It is your boy, Cyrus Obsidian, here to bring you another local diaries. Let us begin. So for today's local diaries, we are piloting Pendulum Magician. So we piloted Zark Magicians, we piloted Exodia Ignite. Today we are piloting Pendulum Magicians. I have loved Pendulum Magician since I picked it up back in 2015 from the original structure deck that came in with Oath Dragon, Wisdom Eye, Dragon Pit, the Odd Eyes, Absolute Dragon, Meteor Burst, all those dragons that had released in that structure deck. And we are going to be playing a new rendition of Pendulum Magician today. So we're taking Zark out of the equation and we're just going straight to the spellcasters so that way we can swing into action, dueltain our way to a victory. So let me show you our profile and then we're going to head on over to locals and see how we do in today's event. So let's dueltain our way to the top.
Let me show you the sauce that we are cooking with for today's locals. So we're going to start off with our main. A lot hasn't changed with this variant from our Zark to Pendulum Magician. So it does look a little similar. We're still playing the one Astrograph. Triple Cup is Supreme King Gate Magician because we really want to see this card resolve along with Astrograph. And then accompanying it, we upped our Double Iris to triple copy of Double Iris Magician. We're still playing the classic triple copies of Skullcrabat Joker and triple copies of Wisdom Eye. Just because Skullcrabat again gets you into any of these except for Astrograph. Then we are playing 2 copies of Harmonizing and 1 copy of Oath Dragon. So we are playing a little bit more of a heavier Pendulum Magician build. But we also followed up with Perform Pals. So we do play 1 Perform Pal Odd Eye Synchron, 1 Odd Eye Dissolver, 1 Pendulum Torture, and 1 Celestial Magician. So we're kind of going for a, let's fuse out Odd Eye Vortex and also go into more synchro plays that are, more negates rather than just a Zark board wipe. And we are still playing the Supreme King engine, although it's still very tiny. The 2 copies of Dark Worm, 1 copy Light Worm, and 1 copy of Gate Zero. So I think this is pretty good, especially since we do play the Foolish and the Dragon trying to send this. This is just honestly just a free special summon without having to use our normal summon, which is always really appreciated in the deck. We do follow that up with some spells. We play 2 copies of Wings of Light. I like the 2 copies rather than the 3. 3 can get a little clustered and you're not wanting to open more than just the 1. And we are playing 1 Star Pendulum Graph, 1 Time Pendulum Graph, and then 1 Pendulum Evolution. So we are, like I said, playing a heavier Magician Pendulum, as this is Magician Pendulum. So we're wanting to actually use Pendulum Evolution's ability to get into Astrograph, but not only that, also get an additional Pendulum Summon, which is really crazy. And then these are just Resource Grind. Well, this is Resource Grind, that's Interruption, which the protection may or may not come up with my spellcasters, but we'll see. And then, like I said, we are playing the 1 copy of Foolish Burial with 2 copies of Dragon Shrine. I just think this is a lot better than playing 3 Dragon Shrine, especially since Foolish Burial can actually get me anything into the grave, which is Dragon Shrine. And then we're still following with 2 copies of Triple Dagger's Talent, triple copies of Nibiru, and triple Ash Blossom. I still think this is a really good hand trap lineup. I might swap out the nibs for imperms, but we're still playing around with it, and we'll see what happens with today's locals. On to the extra deck. The extra deck is definitely a lot different. We are playing with 1 fusion, and that is Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, staple in the deck. And we're playing 1 Baron and 1 Ignis for Prominence. I like playing the Ignis for Prominence because he has the ability to destroy and then shuffle. So you're getting rid of a card that your opponent could use against you. But since it shuffles back to the deck, it won't trigger any on-field destruction effects or whatever. This card leaves the field. So that is really good. Then we're playing 1 Odd Eyes Xyz Rebellion, 1 Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, 1 Dark Rebellion Xyz, and 1 Time Star Magician, and then 1 Baguska. So this deck does die heavily to Droll, also Nib, but we can get Negate before Nib. So if we die to Droll, we kind of just go Baguska Pass, really, which isn't terrible, but we always hope for more. So sometimes the Baguska Pass is just what we need to do. And then as for our links, we're playing 1 IP Masquerena, 2 copies of Beyond the Pendulum, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Exceed, 1 Apo, and 1 Access Code Talker. So this deck, again, is also very budget, since the Rarity Collection came, Baron got reprinted, Nightmare Unicorn got reprinted. Unfortunately, things like the Apos, IP, might be a little expensive, but since this was reprinted in Battle's Legend Christmas Revenge, this got reprinted in the Megaton, fair chunk of these cards are budget, so you don't have to worry about breaking the bank. The only card is Access Code Talker, but if you don't have the budget for Access Code, Avermax is a subtle replacement, or you could just slide in another copy of Exceed the Pendulum. Most of the time, we don't make Access Code Talker. Access Code Talker is there just for the occasion that we do need it. And then, as for the Nightmare Unicorn, I know most people like to play the SP Little Knight, but SP Little Knight is very expensive, so we are playing the IP in the Nightmare Unicorn, which is still a good package. Old, but still good, still works, and so that's why we are running that. And then in our side deck, so I might make some changes leading to locals, but for now, we are playing just 1 Starlight Red Dragon Archfiend in the side for time reasons. We saw how good it came out last week, and honestly, we want to capitalize on that, use it again, and just use the fact that we can just nuke my opponent's board. Next, we are still playing the 1 Change of Heart and the 1 called the Grave in the side. This is a card I might see siding out and putting a Warlord Savage Dragon instead, just in case I need another negate, because there were times in testing where I saw myself setting up Vortex, setting up the Baron, setting up Apollosa, but I could have set up Savage too along with it, so that's something just to consider on my behalf, but we'll see what happens. And then we're playing the triple copies of Silent Graveyard, so my side really hasn't changed since I played it in Dark Magicians, just because I think this is really great against what I'm playing with against. The Book of Eclipse, Cosmics, Dusters, and then the Evenlies. Honestly, this is probably one of my favorite side deck lineups for a non-cyber strategy, and it works really well. So we capitalize on the fact that it worked, and we continue to use it. But that is everything for this profile. So let's head on over to locals and see if the magicians can top.
Alright, you guys, so apparently with an odd number, I get the buy the first round, so free win, woo, but no really good test of Pendulum Magicians so far for round 1, so there's 3 rounds left, and time just started for those that are playing, so I get to wander around and look at people's stuff, so let's go, I guess. And then if you look, we've got our duelists going right over there. Honestly, wish I was over there, but we'll take the free win, I guess. Hopefully we can go undefeated tonight with Pendulum Magicians, but there are decks that I am afraid of, so we'll see what happens. Okay, you guys, so round 2. We actually get to play this time. So, and we go and play against Dark World. The one matchup I was really hoping not to play against, since, as you saw, I don't play Droll. So we won in the die roll, and we set up a crazy board, and we just win game 2. Game 2, he ripped apart my entire hand. I had the Ash to, hopefully, but nope, he had it. So we went to game 3. Game 3, he was able to interrupt me in a few spots, which kind of put me in a bad spot, but not bad enough. We were still able to push through, set up Vortex, set up Baron, set up Apo, set up Time, and we had Book of Eclipse set just in case to end up taking a 2-1 victory there. So we are 2-0 going into round 3 with 11 minutes left in time. So we'll see what happens, guys. 10 Magicians aren't doing too bad. If we can get a repeat of last week, hey, I'll take it. If we can top, even better. So we'll see what happens, guys. Okay, you guys, I just had the most intense round 3. So we go and play against heroes, and we won the die roll, so we go first. We set up our crazy board. We just have a little back and forth and go to game 2. Game 2, he tries to angel lock me, but I had the nib, triggered everything, but he had the interruptions, and he hit my beyond, blew my scales, so we go game 3. Game 3 did not open the greatest hand, had Ash, 2 nib, Wings of Light. So, I mean, one of the card, can't remember what it was. But we were able to pop off as much as we could, and we ended up securing it with the nib and the Ash in the wrong places, but did the thing. We were able to pop off. Right as soon as we got Astrograph, we knew we were going for game. So, 3-0 right now. Let's hope that we can take the 4-0. Let's hope. All right, so round 4. A match that I was kind of worried about, playing against Dogmatic and Kashtira. So game 1, I opened first, D-shifters. We go to game 2. Game 2, I was able to set up my board, set up my presence, and we were able to take it. Game 3 was a lot of back and forth, going between interruption, just playing back and forth, and it was a really good round, but down to the end of it, he wiped my board with Zeus, drew Ash. Next couple cards were an Evenly and a Scream King, which would have helped, but we don't get the gas, so we end up taking an L tonight. Go 3-1. And granted, first round was a bye, so we take what we get, though. I think Pendulum Magician has some good potential, still has room to improve. I think Zark Magicians might still be a little bit my favorite, being able to just get that board wipe, which is really satisfying. But hey, who knows? So we'll see what happens. We'll see where I place. I don't know if the bye throws it off and I don't get second, but we'll see. So, all right, you guys. So you're looking at top 3 right here. We are the top 3. Ain't no one got nothing on us. So I end up taking second place with Pen Magician. Homie over here with Dark World. We will get a profile for it later. Got third. And then my loss of the night to Dogmatic Cash took first. Good night. Tonight was fun. Right, guys?
Right, yeah.
But if you like the content, like and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one, boys.